Today is September 11th. And 16 years ago, our world changed. As a result of the falling of the trade centers, I officiated at 4 funerals. 3 of them were young mothers, women in their late 30s and 40s. And standing and saying Kaddish with those children was one of the most profound moments in my life. I want to mention on September 12th, I was able to arrange through our Northern New Jersey Jewish Community Relations Council and our North Jersey Board of Rabbis that rabbis, priests, ministers, and then Patterson and Teaneck, where there were active mosques, imams as well, walked in together to public schools and talked to kids, elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools, and said prayers together. And I can't tell you that even 16 years later, I run into students, former students, young adults now who say, you know, Rabbi, when you walked into school with the priest and the minister and the imam, because one of the imams from Tina came over to River Edge, he said, we felt like maybe the world is going to be all right. Those things don't happen by happenstance. I couldn't have called up somebody I didn't know and say, will you come with me? It's because of the 3/4 century work of JCPA, of NACRAC, that we've worked to build those kinds of relationships. And I think that we all need to mourn today, and we all need to be determined that we're going to try to return to the atmosphere of September 12th when we stood together as Americans. And the Jewish community stood there in a leadership role in trying to bring America together. And that's our job. It's not sexy. It's not glamorous. It's not spotlight. And that night, September 11th, was before my synagogue had gotten email. So we just sent out calls. We asked people to make calls, and I just said, we're going to open the temple tonight. And there was over 700 people who came, many of them with dust from the trade center. And we prayed, and we looked around for who wasn't there. And what I read that night, and that I've read every year at a memorial service in River Edge, and I'll read it again tonight, and an interfaith service, was Yehuda Amichai's poem, The Diameter of the Bomb. The diameter of the bomb was 30 centimeters, and the diameter of its destruction about 7 meters, and in it, 4 killed and 11 wounded. And around these, in a larger circle of pain and time, are scattered 2 hospitals and 1 cemetery. But the young woman who was buried in the place from where she came at a distance of more than 100 kilometers, enlarges the circle considerably. And the lonely man who's mourning her death in a distant country incorporates into the circle the whole world. And I won't speak of the cry of the orphans that reaches God's chair and from there makes the circle endless. Friends, we need to recommit ourselves today to the holy task that a group of Jews in 1944 came together, led by people from the American Jewish Committee and the Anti-Defamation League and the religious movements, to create NACRAC, to create what's become the Jewish Council for Public Affairs, so that we can speak with one voice. We can bring a sense of unity to our community by recognizing, without denying our diversity. And from there, reach out to others and repair the terrible, terrible tears in our society. Tears that may not be as visible as the stark pictures of the hurricanes on television, but are certainly just as real. And that's our task. Maybe like my grandpas and a bunch of your grandparents and great-grandparents, we all have to go back to tailoring and start to sew up the tears in the fabric of our lives. And so I'd like everyone to rise now. El Mola Rachamim Shol Chayin B'Amromin Hamatzeh Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei Shechina Kadoshim Torim K'Zohar Akiyah Mazirim L'Nishamot Yakireinu Shenaflu September 11th, 2001 Shehalchu Le'olamam Bal HaRachamim Yastirehem B'Seder Kanafav Le'olamim Vayitzror b'tzorer chachaymin et nishmatam. Adonai hu nachalatam v'yanoch b'shalom ha'mishkavam v'nomar amen. O God, full of compassion, to our loved ones who perished on September 11th, 2001, who have entered eternity, grant clear and certain rest with you in the lofty heights of the sacred and the pure. Source of mercy, enfold them in the embrace of your wings. Guard their souls. May they rest in peace. And God, may you give us strength. As the psalmist wrote, Adonai oz li'amo yitain, Adonai yivorech et amo v'shalom. God, give strength to us, your people, and bless us with the determination to spread a sukkah of peace over the world.